Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Catalina Legacy 243 RBS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you're going to have this big awning to open up. Need plenty of room for that. Over here on your off campsite, besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, all the way in the rear, that corner on your off camp side, and then your water is going to connect right here on the rear. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing we're going to do is level your unit. Your unit does come with a power tongue jack and night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply raise or lower the unit until you're level. Now, should you lose power, you do have a little manual override right up underneath here. Get in there with a little hand crank and that'll bring this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery post. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Once we've got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these scissor stabilizing jacks, 3/4 inch hand crank. Start cranking these down just until they're taut. Now, you can use a drill gun or an impact driver. 3/4 inch socket. I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, and blacktop in the summer. Going to better distribute the weight, keep them from sinking in the ground. Get a 4-pack of those, put them down, and run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. So run that down just until you have some resistance on your hand crank, and you know you're taut, and you can go on to the next one. Get all four of those down, and then we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Again, your power cord stores inside your unit, back here in this back corner. Big long 30 amp cord. At the end of that 30 amp cord, should you need to plug into a 110 somewhere, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Comes with your convenience pack. When you're done here, you can just store this cord right back inside. Get your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. On the rear here at campsites, we're going to hook up the city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so use this whenever putting water in here. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Right around the corner by your power. Here's your hot water heater, and all we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in. Throw some plumber's tape around there. Tape preferably, putty will gum up on you. That is an 1 1/8 socket. Get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there snug, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Once that hose is on, we can go inside and deploy the slide if you need. But what I need you to do is get inside and open up all of your water taps. Get a nice steady flow of water going through all of your lines. Shut them off, and then you'll know that your hot water heater is full, and you can turn that on from indoors. There is an on and off electric element right here. The only time you ever want to turn this on out here is if you're plugged into 110 somewhere. Otherwise, turn it on indoors where you turn on your hot water heater. If your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here to see if these are bubbled up. They're a reset button. Just simply press them back in. Let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking, as they like to call it. In that case, we're simply going to fill up our fresh water tank which is over on your campsite just above your tires. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. 2 ways to tell when this is full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that. Don't leave this unattended while filling it. Once that's full, remove that hose, put your cap back on, and then when you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we got power and water. We're all set to camp. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit, take you indoors. Starting here on the campsite, in the rear corner, got a leash link in case you bring a pet. Your low point drains are gonna be right here. Access to the back of your fridge. A couple of outdoor speakers. It's a vent for your microwave. This is a flue for your furnace. 2 things on that. 1, make sure it's never blocked, and 2, if you are running it, steer clear, it does get hot. Freshwater drain's gonna be down here underneath behind your tires there, below your freshwater tank. Prep for TV. Cable and 110 out here. I set a TV outside. Solid steps. This is a hole for a manual override for your slide. You can put your hand crank in there. There's your hand crank and all your hitch work in your pass-through storage area. Your propane does come with a cover. Got a regulator back here. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty-loosey to open. Again, your battery posts, check them now and then. You do have a level on here. Stick on level someone's put on ahead of time. Again, we'll run your slide out when we get indoors. Come around here to the back side, back corner. Here's your black and gray tanks. Your cable connection. Again, your hot water heater and your power. On the rear of the unit, you've got an outdoor shower. Hot and cold shower. Right there's where your handle will hook on. City water connection and black tank flush. We'll talk about that black tank flush when we leave the campsite and dump our black and gray tanks. Spare tire, I recommend getting a cover for that. Keep it from dry rotting over time. You also have a prep for a backup camera device you can purchase. This sets on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicating with this device, giving you a backup camera. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. First thing I like to point out in every unit when I come in is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Alright, we've been outside. We made sure everything was clear for this slide to come out. We come to our control panel here. Upper right hand corner. We're going to hit slide out. You do have a deep slide here, so get a good eye for it. See how much room you're always going to need. Make sure everything's clear outside as you run it out. Wanted you to hear that noise. That noise is just telling you your slide is all the way out. You don't need to go out any further. There's nothing grinding. Coming up here in the corner, your brand new battery. There's the freshwater button I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Here's where you check your black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your hot water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Interior and exterior lighting. And your awning. I'm hitting out on your awning. Just wanted to let you know, when you run this awning out, you only gotta run it out until your flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your silver bar. These are not designed to stop when they need to. Your flap might not fall down because we just washed it. It's a little wet. But just run it out until you can see your bar. Once you got that all the way out, stop and keep it as it's. Only run it out as far as you need to. I'll go ahead and run that back in here. Shut off my awning lights. That's it, and we will continue the tour. Now they call these slam locks because they actually work best when gently slammed. So I'll go ahead and start right here with your entertainment center. Previous owners conveniently put all your remotes right here. So you got a remote for your TV, your fireplace, and your sound system. Your TV, when you arrive, you'll have to go through and run a digital channel scan to pick up the local channels. So let me show you that working real quick. Sound system, I'll show you this by hand. So this is the Furion AM, FM, Bluetooth, DVD, CD player. I don't know how good a channels will pick up indoors here. I'll go ahead and run a digital channel scan. Your dual zoned, music indoors and outdoors. Presets. Alright, I guess I won't pick up too much indoors here. Shut that off. Have it outdoors. You can hear that. Different modes. You can set your bass and treble from over here and EQs. Below that, fireplace. Not just for looks. Go through and show you all the pretty colors. But the biggest thing is the heat, folks. Crank this heat up on high. If you're at a campsite and you're plugged in, instead of wasting your gas to warm it up in here, put this on high and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. Again, your remotes are in there. Sofa. You can have cup holders or jackknife it down to a bed. Lift the front, pull the back forward, and you're back to a sofa. Under your table, we put your benches that will sit right here. Put a travel well underneath here. This table will wiggle up off these legs. These legs will remove, and you can put this table on this lip all the way here. Put your back cushions on top for another sleeping quarters. Pantry, you got a little 110 down there. Over here in the wall is your thermostat. Crank your air up. Get that running. Shut your air off. Crank this up to heat. Get that running. Shut that off. You'll notice the heat fan will take a few minutes to cycle through before it actually shuts off. Here's where you turn on your Norcold fridge. There we go. Turn that on there. My gas must not be on. Should set the gas. There we go. Self-explanatory microwave. You have a light, a fan above your cooktop. This glass top, just fold that back for a backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Turn this to light. Hit your spark. There's your flame. Same thing on all three. All of them working. Same thing on the oven. Turn this to light. Hit your spark down here. No need for a pilot light anymore. That will light it. And then just set it to the desired temperature. Rock your panel light down and it becomes an oven light. Down here on the floor is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, that's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking or dry camping, nothing plugged in charging your battery, and there's no battery disconnect on this, disconnect one of your battery posts if you're going to be gone for the whole day to keep this from running your battery down. To the right here is your breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s, a 40. Highly recommend having those with you when you go camping. You have a pop-up power port here with 110 USBs. Head back into our bedroom. Most of our lighting in here is not one touch, it's from here. But under the bed is one touch on both sides. USB and 110s here. Some storage under your bed. Leave your prep for TV up over here. Cable and 110. Lastly, we'll head back to your bathroom. And here are a few things to mention. 1, make sure that your shower door is snapped closed for travel. 2, 110 with GFCI reset in here. Also, some plumbing to maintain. Most Apex nowadays, just keep an eye on your plumbing. Bouncing the house down the road, you don't want things to wiggle loose. You have a hand crank open power exhaust vent in your bathroom as well. I think that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. Now anything that I know is individual lighting, like both of these readers in your bedroom, I'll go through and shut off. So I've shut off the lights in my bathroom and bedroom. Now from my control panel, interior off. Now I can see all the accent lighting I need to shut off. Let me do that real quick. Alright, I've shut off all the lighting except for what can be controlled from here. Let's see, I just missed one more. Now I'm going to say doors and drawers. Go through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Specifically this one, because this main one that could probably catch on a slide. Put your benches away. You can throw them there, I think even under your bed. Doors and drawers, everything's secure for travel. Let's bring in our slide. Again, you'll hear the little noise. Make sure your TV's back in its travel position. We're in. Shut off our lights and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, folks, is you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this could catch on it. You also have adjustable feet with cotter pin in case you need to bring them up and down for uneven ground. You set this inside, turn it right or left. That'll lock that in there. Now before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn this handle. I say before you leave the dump station in case you want to go in there and look at your control panels while you're dumping. Alright, if we are out boondocking, we're going to get up underneath here and dump that low point drain, freshwater tank, back there. Everywhere else, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable. We're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be all the way at the rear of the unit on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Got a 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Park accordingly, and we'll pull that black handle. Now if it sounds like that black handle is no longer draining, go inside, look at your panel, make sure it's not. Leave that black handle open. Grab that hose at the dump station. Come back here to this black tank flush and hook that up and let that run for a good 5 minutes. I'm going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all the washout that you just put in there has drained out. Then you can close that black handle. Then we'll pull this gray handle. While that gray handle is dumping, we're going to come around here and dump these low point drains. Open both of those up when those are done dumping. So letting our grays dump. We're going to come to our hot water heater. If you're done for the season, we're going to go ahead and dump this by lifting up on this pressure release valve. Be careful, there'll be hot water coming out of there. When that's done, push that back down or your door won't close. Then you can pull your drain plug with a little bit of residual hot water left in there. You're done there, put that door back on. Make sure that gray's done. Again, that's going to be cleaner water as your sinks or your showers. Close that gray handle, grab your sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. And head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping!